Joe, some tough opponents, some AL East opponents coming up, and you'll have that doubleheader in Baltimore, which I have to imagine at this point in time in the season, nobody likes a doubleheader.
Yeah, and we're in the midst of 20 games in a row. We have a night game here Thursday, a 1 o'clock game on Friday there, and a 7 o'clock game, and then you're the Sunday night game, and then you go to Tampa. So yeah, it's a tough schedule, but we got to get through it. We have extra players here. I think we're going to see Cobb, Archer, and Odorizzi, and they've pitched very well against us. So we got our work cut out for us.
When you look at that Baltimore series, no more Manny Machado. How different is that team without him in the lineup?
Well, they don't seem to be having a problem scoring runs.
Right?
No, they don't. Every time I look up, it seems like they got a 7 spot, an 8 spot. So that's what we have to do. We have to control their bats better and keep them in the ballpark.
How difficult is that to do in a ballpark like Camden Yards?
It's a hitter's ballpark. It's a lot like our ballpark. It's a little bit different, but it's a hitter's ballpark. So, and they have a lot of power. When you start talking about Davis and the power that he has in the year that Nelson Cruz has had, and their great center fielder Adam Jones, I mean, the year that he's had. So you got to keep him in the ballpark.
You mentioned some of the names in that lineup, but in early spring, did you think they were going to be the team that was on top of the AL East?
Well, I knew they were dangerous. I mean, we've seen them in the last couple of years, and it seems like every year we're 10-9 or 9-10 against them, and you get them in the playoffs and you win a series 3-2, and we knew they were extremely explosive. I mean, J.J. Hardy's another guy that hits the ball at the ballpark. Markakis has had a great year, and they've got some great contributions from some guys they weren't sure. I mean, Steve Pearce, and now he's hurt, but Jonathan Scope, I mean, just an unbelievable year. So they have a lot of power and they're dangerous.
And then you mentioned the Rays. They're obviously a team that's outside looking in, but some of those teams are sometimes dangerous if you let them in the game.
Well, those teams enjoy spoiling someone else's season, and I've been on both sides of that, where, you know, if you have a chance to spoil someone's season, I don't know why you get satisfaction out of that, but I mean, you don't want to be the team that just lays down. You want to fight as much as you can, and that's what teams do. You
have a veteran club, obviously. Do you ever have a conversation with the club moving forward as to what's going on, what's at stake? I mean, I would think everybody knows that they need to win.
We need to win, and we need to win every day. I mean, that's the bottom line, because we can't really control what's in front of us. So we have to win every day. And I've been asked many times, you know, how many games do you think you need to win? And I just say, I don't know, because I can't predict what the other teams are going to do. But we need to win.
With that being said, how closely are you watching the scoreboard throughout the game?
Well, I've always said, you know, it really matters what we do. If we don't win, it doesn't matter. You know, what the other teams do, it doesn't matter. But it's impossible not to see the scoreboard. It's right there in front of you.
You obviously had the tough game against James Shields, but the offense seems as though it had heated up. Now Prado back in the lineup, some guys swinging the bat a little bit better. Do you still think this offense is capable of giving you a little bit more?
I do, and I think it's capable of going on a run and being strong, and we're going to need that.